Okay, so uh, for the finale, this is a video. You're good. So for the finale of this video, I finally remembered the plot point that I was going to get back to. The reason why I believe the Cleveland Browns will have a poor season. The number one reason, the finale, the because I forgot in the last video, which is ridiculous. But this is also the reason why, you know, I'm a Cleveland fan. I'm not a Baker Mayfield puffer boy because um, that would just be ridiculous. Because who? I mean, it's a sports team. You know, anything can happen, bro. Like I don't understand these Oklahoma fans that are just. They're just like Baker Mayfield is the great. They have a statue of Baker Mayfield. This is ridiculous. However, I know what I saw. You know, he's. I'm a Cleveland fan. I'm gonna analyze any good Cleveland sports, and you know, I know what I saw. Baker Mayfield is not trash. Baker Mayfield is not trash. I truly. I mean, I'm telling you, I feel like if you watch Baker Mayfield in college, I just feel like he had better, better receivers. Like Lamar Jackson basically had all his college receivers. Mark Andrews and Hollywood Brown or whatever. I am not just some Cleveland fan that's gonna just rep any Cleveland jersey that I can get my hands on, even though I am. Um, I know that Baker Mayfield is not this bad. This is why another reason why I think Cleveland is just not gonna win the chip because we didn't even have to do all this. I mean, Baker Mayfield, I felt like he had the ability to mature, and I feel like he could learn from his experiences and still lead a team in the future. Unless I don't know Baker Mayfield off the field, so maybe he's just got some kind of personality that's that defective or whatnot. Who's to say? But I feel like the reason is he just didn't have good receivers in Cleveland. I mean, even if Josh Gordon is still the best receiver we've ever had until we just got Amari Cooper, which is the best receiver we've ever had. In the middle there's Jarvis Landry, who's like kind of like a tight end. I mean, he's not like a tight end, but you know what I'm saying. Like he's kind of like a Julian, like Wes Welker type of person, just like a little guy that can take the big hits and play some good. He's a good receiver. He's a really good receiver, but he's not the kind of explosive receiver that is. He's slow. All right, let's just cut the cheese. He's slow. Then we get to who's this guy? Odell Beckham Jr. I've never thought he was a good receiver. Frankly, I've always thought this guy was overrated from the very beginning. Because if you look at Odell Beckham Jr., what kind of guy? I mean, why do you like a guy that's gonna catch the ball with one hand? I mean, it's not even mechanically logical. It's like, to me, it just always seemed whimsical and just lazy to just try to throw one hand up. Don't even go for the shit if you can't even. You're just gonna injure yourself if you're going for shit just willy nilly. Just throw a better ball at some point, nigga. It's like shit is ass, nigga. Odell Beckham is a number what? 3. That nigga's a number 3 receiver. Jarvis Landry is what? A number 2. Number 2. Both them boys are slow. I don't think Odell Beckham Jr. is as fast as people say he is. Yeah, he run fast sometimes, but he don't want to take no short routes, and he ain't no number 1 receiver. That's why the Rams won because they had a true number 1 receiver. Well, what's that guy's name? Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup. Yeah, that guy was. What was he? He had like best receiving season of all time or something. And Odell Beckham was able to get open because nobody was guarding him. Because that man ain't that quick. I mean, I don't feel like I don't get the impression that he's always open. Even if you give me this film, he's open, but you're like waiting. You're like such a slow route. Like this shit ain't no quick ass like read. You ain't no number one receiver. That's the truth, nigga. And I feel like Baker Mayfield, I felt like handled it for about as pretty well as you could. He didn't light anybody on fire because they tried to roast Baker Mayfield whole career. Get the fuck out of here. That boy can throw the ball now. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm not trying to be no Baker Mayfield apologist or defense or none of that because I don't care that much. But I just don't think the man had any good receivers. What's your best receiver? Your best receiver, David Njoku, who didn't even get enough possessions. Austin Hooper, stone hands. That boy got stone hands. Austin Hooper is cool. I don't know. I just feel like they paying too much for tight ends, but they finally got rid of Austin Hooper. So this year, I'm talking about last year's roster. But you even look at this year's roster, and that's what leads me to what is the number one reason why the Cleveland Browns will be whacked this year, why they will suck this year, why they will be trash this year. The number one reason is WR, wide receivers. The wide receiver room is an issue. Even if we look at this year's cast of wide receivers, Kevin Stefanski and the boys have far too much confidence in the wide receiver room for reasons unexplained. To me, I would feel much more better if we had a Will Fuller, Robbie Anderson, something else. My goodness. I mean, you look at, okay, we have a number one receiver, Amari Cooper. And who else, Nick? I mean, David Njoku is your second best receiver now. And then you got Nick Chubb and the boys. Kareem Hunt. So these are running backs. All you got to do is stop the running back. They can do that if you can't throw to anybody. So, Jacoby Brissett is a quarterback. He is a quarterback, but his name ain't stacking up with the likes of the odds that we facing. I'll take Marcus Mariota over Jacoby Brissett. So, this ain't going to be as easy as people think it's going to be. I'm telling you, Browns could easily start off 0-6. Easily. It don't matter if Deshaun Watson come back to 0-6. What's he going to do with that? It doesn't matter. 0-8, what are you doing? You think Pittsburgh's going to be an easy game in Pittsburgh against Kenny Pickett hands? That's just going to be crazy. That's just going to be crazy. So, motherfuckers need to sit back and relax because it's going to be a rough year for the Cleveland Browns. Believe it. We mortgaged the whole year. Goodbye. This year of football for a Browns fan, at least. I'm always ready for some good football. So. But to be direct, it is the wide receiver room. I mean, if you just look at it objectively, I believe that they're slow. I mean, they're slow. Come on. Amari Cooper and David Njoku. They're slow. So I just think if Baker Mayfield would have had more speedy talent that wasn't. Odell Beckham Jr. is a fraud. He's not. He's decent. But come on, my nigga. I mean, come on. This man is not a number one receiver. Stop playing with me. He's number 3. Jarvis Landry was number 2. And, Amari Cooper is a legit number 1 receiver. So. But once you cover Amari, you can send 3 guys at Cooper. Who's going to catch something? I'm not impressed with Donovan Peoples-Jones. None of his film impresses me. I like Donovan Peoples-Jones. He does a weird dance Man's be dancing like Freddy Krueger or something out there. What is the People's Jones dance? Oh shit, nigga, what is that shit? I don't know what People's Jones be doing. He's better than Odell Beckham Jr. Donovan Peoples Jones is a number two receiver. Odell Beckham Jr. is a number three receiver. Don't get it twisted. He's about as useful as Deshaun Jackson this day and age. Don't let it. He got lucky. He got lucky. That man went to the Rams. Got lucky. Lucked into a ring. Dirty bastard. Um, I just find it lazy. It's just his form, his technique is not impressive to me. You're just lazily, you're just instead of going at it with two hands, you're just lazily cocking back one hand. I hate that. I hate that so much. Um. So yeah, what else we got? David Bell. This is a rookie. I don't believe in no rookies until I see it. And then Anthony Schwartz. Please. Stone hands. Man's hands made of stone. Look like he don't even know the playbook out there. Man be looking confused. So, long story short, I feel like Browns kind of Browns themselves. I mean, air-wise production, I don't see that Baker Mayfield is so different. I mean, Deshaun Watson is more elite. Like because Baker Mayfield will lose you the game in the end. He's not gonna really carry the team as well as Deshaun can. But in terms of air raid production, like it doesn't mean much to me because it's like if Baker Mayfield is out there with good receivers, he'll just win the game by a margin that won't even be competitive. Usually, if when Baker Mayfield gets a dub, whereas Deshaun Watson, even if the game is close for whatever reason, he's gonna always be in the game, regardless. Deshaun Watson is just going to be in the game because he's Deshaun Watson. Doesn't matter what the circumstances are. So, but we gotta wait for that kind of production. What they gonna do to us, Cleveland? What are they gonna do to us? What are they gonna do to us? Dear goodness. Um, but yeah, Anthony Schwartz, David Bell, Donovan Peoples Jones, Amari Cooper, David Njoku, other tight end guy. I should know his name. Stone hands. No, Mr. Fumble It. That Mr. Fumble It tight end. What is he? 88 or something? Mr. Fumble It. Can't remember. And I watch Cleveland Browns football. You can't play me like this. Look. So, multiple Cleveland Browns on every turn. No, I can't do the screen. But oh, oh, yeah. So, after Amari Cooper, nobody's going to be able to take advantage of the air. And then we're going to just try to run the ball. And we're just going to look very predictable. Because I don't care who you got back there. Jacoby Brissett, Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, Tom Brady, um, Patrick Mahomes, anybody. If your receivers are not elite, you need elite receivers. People don't understand this. You need elite receivers. College is full of them. This ain't college, big fella. Oh, unbelievable. So, the moral of the story is I think we're gonna have to get a new receiver. Something's got. We need Amari Cooper and someone else. Unless they're gonna use, like the running backs as receivers, but I just still feel like Nick Chubb. I don't know. I don't know. But on the bright side of things, we do have a lot of talent. We do have a lot of talent. So obviously, we can only hope that winning is in the future. But we are the Cleveland Browns.